Alright, now we're going to bust this down. Okay, atoms are never still. When you remain still physically, what happens to your muscles? They freeze up. Why? And that's an anomaly that happens. And the anomaly is because you're made of elements. And we'll bust that down so you can further understand this crap. Now, how this works is, okay, your blood cells are made of the iron and nitrogen and the hydrogen and the oxygen and blah blah blah. You know all that stuff. I got so much stuff on this table, it's insane. This table should be falling over from all the paper, but you know that paper's only so heavy. So this is a plant cell on the right, and the hemo is on the left. Now, okay, what do you think happens to nitrogen? Nitrogen turns liquid nitrogen, and dry ice, which is frozen nitrogen, is extremely harmful. Liquid nitrogen actually helps muscles replenish when they are broken down. Like, say if you were lifting weights or exercising, you tore something down real good and you was burning, because that's from lactic acid, from the tension caused from the muscles being extended and contracted, and time under tension, TUT, produces lactic acid. So what happens when oxygen gets cold, or carbon dioxide is cold when you breathe outside? So you see smoke, right? Hydrogen becomes frozen water, becomes ice. A frozen solid just becomes a frozen solid, which is carbon. Nitrogen, liquid or solid, it becomes a solid. You know what I mean? So that's what happens. You get atrophy. That's why, you know, these people would be so laid back, cyborg zombies. They can't break their TV. They kick their TV. You seen it on the tape. They can't even break the silicone. We'll break down silicone and all this other stuff too. We're gonna break down the elements because it's the element. That's element 14. That's how much it weighs. That's how atomic, or how many electrons, protons, and neutrons it has. It's 14. So basically, you know, when you're in that lax state and you have atrophy in your body, you have so much less power than what you could if you were active, because the time under tension it requires you to have propulsion. Like, to run, you have to propel yourself via your legs pushing off of the earth, so you would be going against gravity to push yourself forward than stand in a stationary position. If you stand all day, that's bad for you. If you sit all day, that's bad for you, because you have a force that's always pulling down on you. What do you think is happening to you? You're just sitting there. It's pulling down on your waters, it's pulling down on your muscles, it's pulling down on your bones. If you're stagnant, you're going to waste. Your thought process and your brain and shit might work and stuff, but that's at the top of your head. And, you know, your brain controls everything. But if you bust something in your back, then your legs don't work anymore. I mean, you're pretty much screwed up. But thanks to the helping hand of technology, you can probably get some type of connection again. Because, see, what's funny is silicone actually connects to the hemoglobin and the cells of humans. That's funny. It connects and it communicates, see? And this is how you know this is the EL, elemental existence, because the elemental table is the proof. You go look it up, and then you go look at what you're made of, and then you start putting two and two together. It's that simple. You cannot fuck this up, no way. Now, for the information of the human tech, okay, what our body do? They regenerate. You know, you break bones, it grows back stronger. It's like crazy. You know, cells regenerate. If you blew your brains out and then you got clean, your brain cells regrow. Unless you did some super hard narcotic that fried your stuff beyond measure, then I guess you don't. I don't know. But you can consider your brain as that motherboard central data transmitter, the central control hub. You can consider that. That is why they call it brainstorming. Why do you think they call it brainstorming? Because the act of electric lightning. What does lightning do? It comes out of the void. What is the thought? It comes out of the void of your mind. Your mind is black as you know it until you close your eyes and start visualizing things, right? Your mind is as the blackest of the voids, which is why an idle mind is a devil's playground. Your mind is as black as the darkness. How can you see where you're walking? You are guaranteed to trip and break your ankle on something if you're walking in the dark, knowing not where you're walking. It's guaranteed. You're guaranteed to walk off a cliff or something if you know not where you're at. If you're outside, this is why I take you running through the woods at 40 miles an hour in the pitch black with a lit match. But see, look, listen. At least you have that, and at least I'm still there. I didn't leave you there. And if I did, rewind the tape, man. Come catch up, man. It's cool. I'm not going to go anywhere. I got you. This information's going to go around. It's going to go around like a cheap prostitute that's been around this entire city. Okay? It's not... This isn't anything to be, quiet about. It's simple and plain. This is the technology. Yeah, the smartphones or the dumb phones, they do some things. They're touchscreen and blah, 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 blah. But, man, they just dumb you down and take away from your own memory and function. They tell you where to go instead of you knowing your own direction. You got to know your own direction. You got to have your own bearings. If you don't, then where are you going? Where are you going? Are your thoughts your own? Do you possess your own drive to do things that you want to do? Or are you doing things because you're programmed by something external or something you see? Oh, I want to be like this. Be yourself, man. I wouldn't dare want to be like anyone but me. Now, granted, I do have mentors. I do look up to them. Do I agree with everything they do? No. Do I point my finger at them? No. Do I judge them? No. Are they good people? Yes. And that's that. You know what I mean? There's nothing else to say. That is all that it boils down to. Are you genuine? Are you good? Are your intentions genuine and good? Do you, okay, look, are you selfish? If you, look, I'm not doing this because I'm selfish. I'm not doing this for attention. I don't want anyone's attention. I'm doing this because I care, and I think people are legitimately blind, walking in the walls and virtually doing it by looking at this. Because they're blind. You're not even looking around. Oh, you just got hit by a car, and that person was on their phone too. Now that motherfucking broad or that dude's crying, oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh my god, I thought they said don't text while you're driving. You see, that's crazy. They give you something that you text with, but then allow you to drive with, but then make laws. Oh, don't text while you're driving. Hello? That's like, man, that's just like bite but don't chew. Chew but don't swallow. Swallow but don't digest. Come on, man, how much sense does that make? If I swallow this shit, I'm going to digest it, man. And then I'm going to go poop that on that little porcelain throne I got in there, and that's going to be done. I don't know really what else to say to stuff like that. But all I know is that man, it's heavy, yo. This shit is heavy. You cannot be still. If you're still, you'll freeze up. The only way you get unstill is if you move blood to the frozen muscle site. It's a chemical compound. When you freeze chemicals or when you add different types of stuff to them, like electricity, heat, water, this chemical reaction, because two elements are combined, things happen, things move around. You know this. This is basically like we're in chemistry class with the boy. But technically we're not. I'm not no chemistry teacher. I'm not qualified to teach this stuff. But I'm trying to open your eyes up to what is legitimately around you. Sound is also an element, though. But it's one element that is very, very, very hard to find. Hard to define. Excuse me. Because it has an acidic property. But it has an alkali property, too. But it uses the power of force or wind, moving the oxygen, which is why you hear stuff. It's called vibration, oscillation, when air is going through the stages of compression and rarefaction. So you can't really hear lightning, and you can't really hear electricity unless you listen real close. All machines make noise. You know what's so funny? I remember back in the day, I got into an argument with Mr. I think I know it all type of motherfucker, right? And this fool would tell me that hardware machines don't make hum and electronic noises and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, well, dude, how can it not when I have to plug it into the wall and it's a piece of hardware and there's vacuum tubes in it and it's analog gear? Like, how are you telling me? Like, everything has a like, there's like always that little mechanical type of noise. That's the same type of noise that's within yourself if you listen to your blood flow. It's called electrical current. And for that idiot to even tell me that, and then I even sat there and asked and even looked it up in books and on the internet, and still try to tell this motherfucker don't want to hear it. That's a prime example of a zombie so retarded and thinking that they know everything when they know not at all, and then try to tell you something. Meanwhile, they don't even study this type of stuff and never have and ain't even on that level. Just completely retarded. But then when you have the proof for them, they don't even want to hear it. And see, that's another thing. You can't feed someone who's not hungry. You can't help anyone who doesn't want to be helped. This information is for me to you. I'm trying to help others out. If you don't want to help yourself, then this doesn't apply to you. And if you don't want to help your brother and sister, this does not apply to you or them either. You're just as sick and necrophiliac and fucked up as everybody else because you're a necrophiliac for certain. If you're look, listen. Let me tell you something. If you are running around and you're you tapping a zombie out, I don't care if it's male or female. You're a necrophiliac, man, because this person is soulless and dead. And you're boning away. And it feels good. But you're boning a zombie. A zombie only wants to eat and get those temporary quick urges. And their brain's on water. You know? That's just what it is. You're necrophiliac sick in the worst way. That's just what it is. I mean, you could tell me all day, oh no, that person's alive, what you talking about? You're crazy. Hey, listen. Yeah, I know. This cell phone's alive too. The cell phone's alive too, right until the battery's dead. And then it's off. But, dude, something can still be operating. This thing is still, it's not dead right now, it's just the screen's off, but it's still on. But this phone looks like it's dead. A person could look like they're alive and be dead on the inside. How you see that is through the eyes. It's plain and simple. How you see that is through the action. Someone who is dead acts like an animal. But I don't want to say animals act a certain way because they have souls. Animals are genuine. They know when you're crying and they know when you're happy and stuff like that. When I go in the woods, animals don't even run from me. They in fact come observe me as I observe them. I mean, that's just what it is. Like I said, a zombie type of person is like an animal. They're only instinctual. This is what I'm saying. They only know the basic rudimentary function: eating, sleeping, bathing, shitting, sex, pleasure, temporary fulfillment. Right now, temporary justification. Right now. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not long-term investments. Not overall. Right now. That's click buy now. Don't even gotta leave no more. What they got? McDonald's on them? They got McDonald's for delivery now because you're too fat and lazy to get in your car and drive there to get it. Man. Necrophiliac, cannibal, Sodom and Gomorrah. Future day and age. That's heavy shit, huh? Hey, I'll catch y'all on the flip though. This human technology shit is heavy, man. It's an elemental elemental existence you live in. My colors. Huh? my human and women. Let's get it. Crow Crew. I'll catch you on the flip.